Hello everyone. Today we will learn a new chapter in civics, lesson 3, what is government? We often hear that the government makes all the decisions. We also hear constant references of government. We applaud the organization for its wise decision making skills and often ridicule or criticize it for causing us miseries. But very few of us actually understand its role. Today we would be learning and understanding about what a government is. A group of people managing the affairs of a country is called a government. Means a government is a system of rule by which a state or a country is organized or governed. Every country needs a government to make important decisions and functions well for the welfare of its citizens. The government decides how a state or a country works. The country follows the constitution according to which the government functions. What does the government do? Let's see some important functions of the government. It protects the boundaries of the country and maintains peaceful relations with other countries. It governs the country according to the laws of the land. It builds the infrastructure of the country. It looks after the welfare of the people by providing education and health services. It maintains law and order, and it provides aid, means help, to the people affected by natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, etc. So, these are some of the important functions of the government. Now, let us focus on how a government works. As we know that one person alone cannot do all the work. Let us take the example of a school. Children, when you are in the classroom, you need a teacher to teach you and take care of the discipline part as well. In absence of a teacher, you need a monitor in the class to maintain discipline and order and then to report to the class teacher. There should be a proper timetable made for all the classes. The principal and the other administrative staff looks after the academic and administrative affairs of the school. This happens when everyone works in coordination as a team. Similarly, the government has to manage the whole country. Just think of the size of a country. It's so very big with 28 states and 8 union territories. Therefore, for such a big country, we have to have different teams to work for towns, states, and for the country. The Indian Union is a sovereign, secular, democratic republic with a parliamentary system of government. We have government at 3 levels, that is, at the national level, which is also called as central level, at the state level, and also at the local level in cities, towns, and villages. The local government in cities and towns is termed as municipality, which comprises municipal corporation, municipal council, and Nagar Panchayat, whereas in villages it is termed as Panchayat, which is further classified into district Panchayat, intermediate Panchayat, and village Panchayat. Let's learn about the first level of government, that is the central government. The team that works for the whole country overall is at the central or national level. They have to take decisions keeping the whole country in mind. So, the biggest decisions and policies are all decided at the central level or the national level. The head of the government at the national level is the Prime Minister. Here are examples of what the central government decides. How India will behave with other country. What tax the people of India will pay. what national highways are needed, whether they should continue with 50 paise and 25 paise coins, what to do if there is an earthquake, how to manage the borders with so many different countries. All these functions on which only the national government can make laws is called the Union List. It includes the departments such as Foreign Affairs, Defense, Communications, Railways, etc. So, the central government holds power in accordance with the Union List. The country is divided into many states and each state has a separate government. The state government has to look at what the central government has decided and then, keeping that in mind, decides the details for their own state. The head of the government at the state level is the Chief Minister. Let's take a look at what the state government decides. How to build roads and railways to connect major cities in the state. What textbooks to make for the students. What local festivals to celebrate. The functions of the state government are mentioned in the state list, which includes public health, taxation on agriculture, to look after the work of the local government, to maintain law and order in the state, etc. So, the state government holds power in accordance with the state list. Both the governments, that is, the central and the state government, can hold powers in accordance with the concurrent list. This means that both the governments can make laws on subjects contained in the concurrent list. These subjects include criminal laws, laws on marriage, education, etc. The state has districts, villages, towns, and cities. Cities have lots of people, towns are smaller, and villages are even smaller. The needs of each are different. Each has a different government to look after their affairs and details. The head of a district administration is the district collector or the district magistrate. Let us see the examples of what the local government decides. Building parks, libraries, flyovers in the town. What statues to put at various crossroads and names for streets. Collecting and disposing of trash. To ensure that the work is done properly at all the three levels, the government makes some rules and regulations, also known as laws. The governing bodies who makes laws and ensure that the laws are enforced and implemented properly are known as the organs of the government. There are three branches or organs of the government: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. These three organs works at both the central as well as the state level in the similar manner. They all have their respective areas of duties. The legislative branch of Indian government is called the Indian Parliament. It consists of the President, the Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is called as the lower house and the Rajya Sabha is called as the upper house. The legislature makes the laws for the country and then the laws are passed, that means they are approved by the President. At the state level, the legislature consists of the Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad, that means the Legislative Assembly and the Legislative Council. The second organ, the executive, has the sole authority and is responsible for the day-to-day administration of the country. It consists of the President, the Vice President, and the Council of Ministers along with the Prime Minister as the head. The Prime Minister aid and advise the President. The Council of Ministers is appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. At the state level, it consists of the Governor, the Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers. The executive branch implements the laws, that means it works upon the laws which are made by the legislature. It makes sure that the laws should not remain on paper only but are practiced by every citizen of the country. The third organ, that is the judiciary, keeps a check on whether the laws are obeyed properly or not and makes sure that the laws are not violated or broken by anyone. It consists of the Supreme Court, the High Court and the District Court. The Supreme Court holds the supreme power in the judicial system of the country. It is the apex court located in New Delhi with the Chief Justice of India as the head along with 30 other judges. The Chief Justice of India is appointed by the President of India after consulting the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. The High Court functions at the state level. There are 24 High Courts in India and almost every state has one High Court. At the district level, we have the District Court in each district of a state.